Shalom, everyone. Welcome to Hebrew with Mayim. I have a very special guest here with me today that I'm super excited about because she is a very dear friend. Please welcome Esther Mandella. Esther, you want to say hi?
Shalom, shalom, Mayim. It's so good to see you.
Yes, you too. So we've been friends for how long? I don't.
I think 40 years, but I'm only 20, so I don't really understand how that works. But I, I think like 3, 4 years, I don't know, five.
Something
That's
like that. I mean, it's been several. I think we met on Facebook, right?
yeah.
And then we met in person. You came to the Dallas area when we met in person. We talked about Hebrew and then we met again, and then we started following each other on Facebook, right?
I actually saw your videos on YouTube on doing the trope. And I've always been fascinated with learning the trope and the cancellation that you do really well. And then also the Hebrew that you go through it at this nice pace that especially if you can read it, it's like, let's get into what it means and just get into it. So I remember going to my husband, like, there's this lady on YouTube and she's teaching the Hebrew and she's teaching the trope. And I have like binge watched things with like trope before and I almost have gotten it and then I lost it. So it's like a little pleasure to just watch the videos and just I also like learning something about the Parsha, like while I'm doing it with you.
Yeah, a little bit. I do like to talk a little bit about that. That's great. Yeah, I think it's beautiful. I love singing the Torah, right? It's so beautiful. And
Mm.
what I love about Esther is she makes beautiful designs, all kinds of designs. And she's also a fellow life coach. And we'll talk more about the life coaching aspect um,
Yeah.
today because that's kind of like, part of what the YouTube channel is that you found me on Hebrew. I do a little bit of Torah life coaching and I try to, get people to be encouraged, right, be enlightened, etc., through Torah and Jewish values. So,
Yes.
can you tell me what made you decide to become a life coach yourself?
Well, I really like when people talk about what is your purpose. I I get really into that when people ask me like what is my purpose or if I read books about my purpose. And I really wanted to share that because like I think it's the most inspirational thing that's out there because before you start anything, you have to know that God loves you and he does have that plan, that derech, that walk for you and that you are a part of it. So I started hearing about concepts about tikkun and how we each have this like piece of the puzzle to repair the world and to correct something that's out there and that we each have that. And I don't know, I don't like, this is gonna a little ramble here, I don't like reading that much fiction because I like everything to have like this direct purpose. And for me, I'm like, I'm just wasting my time and I need to have this idea that I am getting somewhere, that I am. So the idea that I have a purpose, and I feel like this is for your audience too, that they have a purpose and that they are part of this plan is so empowering. And I found myself wanting to do that with everyone I meet. Like, what is it that you love to do? What is it that you're interested in? And so then I was like, okay, I want to do the life coaching because I want to get those tools to be able to help other people do that. And because I'm Jewish, I'm like, this is not about something frou-frou. This is actually like divine. This is something written in the heavens, and you have this purpose, and it's from Hashem. And so it's so important that people get their purpose, and that they know that it is from above, and it is not something that's like positive thinking sticker, bumper sticker, but this is like before time, God had this plan specifically for the people watching. And I just try to help develop that in people.
Yeah. Yes, I totally understand what you mean. And for me, one of the reasons why I study life coaching, um, well, one of the benefits that I got from it was I saw it as kind of like, because, I'm into herbalism and, holistic nutrition and stuff like that.
Yes.
And I see that as like an alternative to drugs and, that kind of thing, modern medicine.
Amen.
But when I look at, and I see that as like, God's natural remedies, right? But when I look at life coaching, especially when it comes to like Torah based Jewish life coaching, faith
Yes.
based life coaching, I see that as the alternative, a holistic alternative or a godly alternative to psychiatry and psychology and stuff like that. Not that there's not a place for this other
Right.
thing, but it's a different level. It's a different. Just like it's not like there's not a place for hospitals and emergency rooms and stuff like that.
Right.
There's a place for that, but there's also a place for herbs and nutrition, and and there's a place for psychology and psychiatry, but there's also a place for life coaching. And I think that it's an emerging field because personally, I feel like the reason why it's an emerging field right now is because we're less in touch as a humanity, especially when we look at Judaism, like the people of Israel, thousands of years ago, we were tribal, right? The nation was tribal. We all lived communally, like next
Yes.
door in tribes and families. Everyone was
Yes.
close. But now we're so disconnected and so far apart. And like, I barely know my next door neighbors. And so we don't have the same kind of like friendship and relationships and connections and support like we did in ancient times. And not just the Jewish people all over the world were more disconnected. We're more connected through the internet, but there's a difference, right? And I feel like
our Zoom tribe.
And this is valuable. Like, this is super valuable for me. Like, this is like quality time with my sister, and not only quality time with you, but we get to share this quality time with the world and share our hearts with each other and with the world. I think this is really, really powerful. But then yeah. So that's one of the reasons, I've found personally a lot of health and healing and encouragement and support for my own personal journeys in life through life coaching.
Yes, yes. And it is the Tanakh. It is the words that do change people. And I feel like give me a good a positive affirmation book, or a manifesting. I could totally get into all of those and eat it all up. But when the rubber hits the road and I need something real, it's really the Chumash, the Torah. That is our guidebook, and it is the power that changes people's lives. Yeah. And so that's so when you're going into the herbs and you're connecting it to Torah, you can feel more confident. You have your scientific studies and you have this ancient wisdom. So I see where you're going with that. And I just try to give in my course and everything, I try to be like a pep talk. Like, a lot of people have so much negativity in their heads because they're just hard on themselves. People maybe have been hard on them. And so they have this record in their head. And I just want to sort of just like counter every one of those and connect to that part of them that they know is in there. They know that they have a dream. They know that they have a purpose. And they just sort of need somebody to just give them that encouragement. Like, keep going, you're doing it, and so that's what I think of life coaching. When I first heard of like a life coach, I'm like, this sounds so like, frou-frou, oh, I have a life coach and a maid and or something like that. But it's like, oh yes, but it's like, hey, you spend more on like that extra, fancy little thing you got at the store as an impulse buy than something that could really change your life. Because it's basically, I'm gonna like walk you out onto the diving board and you're gonna dive in and you're gonna love it. Like you said, you went swimming today and you loved it. So it's like, so it's just basically somebody saying like, I'm going to hold your hand and you're going to be doing what God's calling you to do. Yeah. So I just want to be part of that process with people, because it's very fulfilling for me.
Yeah, definitely. And there's books, there's good life coaching books. There's even like 2 Jewish life coaching books that I know about. But what I love about what you did with your course is it's you like speaking, and there's something to like not just the written word, but hearing a soul and seeing excuse me, seeing a soul speaking to you. That's
I need it. Yes. And so it's all videos, and they're very quick. You can have your latte with it. And it's just, I just want to help you get started on that dream, that I love it when people like write me afterwards and they were like, I'm so inspired to do this. And really, to be honest with you, they didn't need my course. They didn't, but it was in them all along. But somehow when they did the course, it brought out that the dream that was just, it was just buried like a little gem. You have to wash it off,
Yeah.
come out.
No, but I would say they might not have needed your course, but your life coaching course is what God used to bring that gem out of them, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Totally. Like it could have come some other way, just like when Mordecai told Esther, look, if you don't do it, salvation will come from somewhere else. But you, that's so funny, but you, Esther, the same thing, right? It could have come from someone else, but
you have that calling.
Right. When you created this, when you created this life coaching course, it was like your gift to the world, right? And yeah, life coaching, you're right. You're saying something about like, oh, I've got a life coach and a maid. It's like, yeah, I mean, it can be expensive to hire a one-on-one life coach. And that's what's great about your course, is that it's extremely affordable.
Yes.
Yes. And it hits a very important topic.
Yes, I just really wanted it to make it something that that everyone could do, that there was no barrier to entry type of thing for following your dream. And I have to tell a secret, is that I am doing the course also for myself. So everything that I am speaking, all the words of encouragement, all the affirmations we do and things like that, I'm speaking to myself and letting those words and the ancient Jewish wisdom also really transform my own heart and my own mind. And we talk about people's personality traits, taking personality tests. I mean, sometimes people don't know where to start and they're like, what would I be good at? And one other thing that I like to do is I also love to kind of get people inspired about entrepreneurship. When I heard one of my favorite teachers say something, that if you can make $1, you can make $1 million. And I thought that was so good, because she said, like,
as an entrepreneur, right? Yeah.
As an entrepreneur, because they said like she made $1 on something and she was like, yes, I made $1. And she's like, I know you all think I'm crazy, but she's like, if I can make $1 whether it be selling this or dog walking or something, or I did this service, or I did this digital download of a planner, or I did this chore chart and people bought it, then all I have to do is get more people to see it, and I could scale that to $1 million. And I heard that idea and I have taken that in. And so I love to just test things like, oh, do I like to do this? Like I have friends that like to do nails things, and I like to test things and go, oh, will this be something that people will like? And then I'll know that if people will buy it and it will do $1, all I have to do is, whether it be get it out there on social media more or run ads to it, because it's a winner because you made the $1. And I just love that concept. And so like every time I'm around, I have some friends that I visited in Texas, and every time I'm around them, they're like super craftsmen and super skilled. And I'm like, but if you can do this and you could make this thing with wood, which I can't even like hammer a nail. And I'm like, look at Etsy. You see that they have these tables, and those tables are $200 because nobody could figure out how to make these tables, but you could do it in your sleep. Hey, you can do this. And then you could sell 100 of those and you'll be set for the year. And, so I just like to encourage people. And usually when they're around me very long, they start thinking about things that they can do, and they start discovering those talents inside themselves. And that gets me really excited.
Yeah. So you inspire entrepreneurship in others. That's totally true.
I think I do.
Yeah. And I'd also like to make a comment about that, that's great. I think all these things that we're doing, even like the entrepreneurship and like the life coaching, which is like helping us get in touch with people and ourselves better, and like the holistic healing, these are all actually connecting us, I believe, like to our past, to our ancient history, when there weren't such things as big corporations, and
The Michelet woman too.
yeah,
right?
exactly. Right. Yeah, exactly. The Proverbs 31 woman. Like back in the days of the Bible, not everyone, but people had farms, people had family businesses, right?
Yes.
They made things like you do, and they sold it. You made a course, and you a life coaching course, and you sold it, and you do these entrepreneurial
Just like the
things.
Proverbs 31 woman when she had her course on Udemy.
Exactly. You're the modern
Yes. Yes.
Proverbs 31 woman.
Yeah. That's, I have made my family promise to not let me buy things at Hobby Lobby though, because I like to do things on the computer, and like I try to do like painting, and like you watch those reels. I am addicted to those reels of I don't know if everybody gets it in their feed, the acrylic pour. And
yeah. Yeah, I like
so I wasn't sure if it was just me, because like Facebook is taunting me because I'm not crafty. And like I will watch it and I will just like, and they'll have the music to it and the jazz, and I'm like, I could do that. And then I go and I make a blob, and I don't know why it does not match the reels.
Yeah.
So, but I can do things on like a photo editor, and then people are like, and you can too, by the way, if you're watching this, I do things on Canva, and there's something called PicMonkey, which is PIC Monkey. There's like, I think, a free trial, and you can do those things on there, and nobody will know that you make blobs for canvases.
And
yeah.
Totally.
And you can do things like that. So don't be afraid of trying things. Also, a lot of times people feel like they don't have a skill. Like, first off, I know you've heard the talk, like everybody has a skill. Think about what you can do, but you can learn a skill. Like you could go on Udemy, which is where I have my courses, and you can say, I'm going to learn flower arrangement. And then you can offer those flowers arranged, customized for people on Etsy. So like you can learn a skill that you've always wanted to learn, and then you can offer that to help other people and to also do it as a side hustle. So don't think, well, I don't have any skill right now, because you might already have one. You might have something where you're like really great with animals and you could go walk the dogs in the neighborhood and make more than anybody would at the local grocery store, but like 10 times over. But you also can learn that. You can go to like Skillshare, or you can go even on YouTube. Sometimes I do like courses, to be honest with you, because I like it all nice and neat in a bow. But you can go on these places and you can learn. I want to start a dog walking business, and it will teach you. You spend your $20, and you will learn a skill that you can apply in your life like right now. And your life could be changed within a few months, so just be thinking about like, and I'm the queen of free trials as well. I probably shouldn't be admitting this, but like I gift my children free trials. So like, a lot of people gift their children something for like from Bloomingdale's, but I'm like, I got you a free trial to Skillshare. And so, but I think that will work. That will help them more than Bloomingdale's. Okay, I digress.
Knowledge. Yeah, knowledge is an awesome thing,
Yes.
for sure.
But I also like gift cards to Bloomingdale's in case.
Yeah, both are good, but you can give more of the free trials.
Yes, but don't forget to cancel them. Send a note to yourself.
Definitely.
Don't forget to cancel your free trials. But then you could also do free trials under everyone in your family and your cousins.
Yeah, totally.
And you have a lot of children, Mayim, so you could have a lot of free trials.
Well, I love Canva. It's not even just a free trial. It's like free forever.
Yes.
I mean, just if you just get the basic level, which you can do a lot with the free Canva version. So
yeah, we have
really
YouTube channels, and we do like nostalgia channels, and we've made documentaries on Canva, because you can drop in the pictures, and then they have like the zoom feature and everything. And they even have things like cartoons now with animation. So we're always talking about like, we're going to make our own cartoon series. But so if you're like, I want to make a video slideshow or something on Canva, just look it up on YouTube and they'll have that. And then just stop and pause, follow along and do it with them. And you'll have that new skill of being able to do tutorials or something like that. You could even make a course on Canva where you're dropping in pictures of, whatever it is you want to teach, or you'll be talking like this and you could drop in pictures. So you're talking about cooking, and then you can drop in video clips or whatever it is. And it's all like right there. And then you'll have your own course. So it's really like Canva is a good tool.
Yeah, it's an awesome tool. And so I wanted to check out, folks, Esther is amazing. She does all kinds of stuff. She's got YouTube channels. She does she creates art, like physical. I mean, she doesn't paint, obviously, like that's what she just confessed, but she does design. So she makes beautiful designs. And you can follow her on Facebook. But anyways, I want to just show everyone a few of your links or things where they can check out your stuff online.
Yes, because you guys, we're connected now, so y'all have to follow me and I follow you.
Yes. So first, this is her course on Udemy. Now, do you have more than one course, or is it just one course?
Yes, I have another course about following your dreams. I have another course about social media, which didn't do as well because I like blasted the music at the wrong times. So I don't know. I was learning.
You can edit certain parts of it.
Yeah, exactly. Why doesn't someone want to blast beautiful R&B in the middle of a social media course? I don't know, but some people didn't. So, but my heart is definitely the Jewish course that I have about following your dreams and following your talents within Judaism, and finding out what it is that you're called to do in the Jewish community, which can be online as well. So whether that's you're, writing a book, whether it is doing kiruv outreach to reach the people in your neighborhoods. And I know a lot of times people live in the sticks and there's no Jews around, but I'm telling you, when God puts this on your heart, they're going to be attracted to you and you're going to find them. They're going to find you, and you're going to find like somebody that like, yeah, my mom's Jewish, but I'm not. And you're like, yeah, you are. And and I'm not letting you go, and God's not letting you go, because we're connected now. So wherever it is that you can be inspired.
Yeah, totally. I love that. So that's this one right here. This one. So
Yes,
this
that's the
course
course.
is targeted more for Jews, right? Unlock your Jewish purpose, unleash your talents in Judaism.
Right.
Okay. So
Yes,
that's great.
but I think everyone can get something out of it, because I think you're all on a path to, even if you're not Jewish, you're on a path to being Jewish one day.
The principles, right? The principles can be applied anywhere.
Yes.
And what about
oh, that's what I meant to say.
What about this one right here?
Yes,
this one is not, this is for everyone, right?
This is for everyone, and it's about following your dreams, and it's just kind of breaking things down and helping you figure out what's the plan, what's the vision, how to get started, even small steps, and by the end of it you will be started. You will. And they're short courses. It's basically like a big pep talk, and you've got to do your homework while we're doing it together. And by the end, you're pumped.
Well, I think this one though would be great for anyone who would like an introduction to life coaching, to kind of get a first exposure to kind of the principles of life coaching, right?
Yes, and you'll feel so good afterwards. You will feel supported, and you will feel encouraged to taking practical steps towards your dreams. And that would make me feel so wonderful. So you'll have to contact me after you've done it and just let me know that I started my dream.
Yes, that's so awesome. Like, I feel like, you know what, I feel like I should, because I homeschool, right? I have 9 children, and I feel like the older kids, like the middle to older kids, like maybe 11 and up, I think they would totally benefit from this. I mean, seriously, I
would love that.
I really believe in like the principles of life coaching, and especially when they're married to Jewish or Torah based, Bible based values. Now, do you talk about Judaism or Torah or Bible
in this one? I didn't. I just had this be like this sort of, but it informs everything that I say, that people have. I think I snuck it in a couple times.
Right. You can't not be you, right? So even though it's not overtly Jewish, it's got the Jewish principles in it, because it just comes out from you naturally.
And and people think it's cliche when people are talking about that Hashem has a plan for your life and Hashem loves you. And it's like, yeah, I'm like, but if you get that, you get it, it changes you. And that, if you have a hard day, that something good is coming afterwards, and that a door closed because he had a greater door to open for you. And so it really is that guidepost, that helps you on your path. Yeah. So I like my kids, hear my corny things, but it helps. It really does help.
It really does. I mean, like, so one of my sons, he loves listening to, there's this thing called TED Talks for kids.
Okay, I've seen the adult ones.
Yes. Yeah, so they have, I guess apparently they have, I don't know, it's TED Talks for kids, and he gets, it's kind of like little mini life coaching talks, and it teaches just like a lot of good character and encouragement, and all this kind of stuff.
That's good to binge watch. Exactly. I binge watched. My son told me the word like para following or para relationship. I was like, this doesn't sound good. And he was like, no, it's like when you are following somebody, like maybe it's the application isn't great, but like I follow people on YouTube, like I even followed you, and you sort of feel like you might not, you might not know everybody who follows you, but you have like this relationship with the person. And like I follow people that I sort of want to be like when I get older,
Yeah.
when I grow up. And like I will binge watch things that will help me be motivated and positive. And it's so much better than binge watching
Fiction,
before,
right? Yeah.
yes, although I
Yeah.
do binge watch about the royals. It's like my one vice, but one day it'll all be worth it when when I'm over there and the king and queen invite me to the palace, and
Yes.
I'll be like, you're
You're
binge.
developing a useful skill for the future.
I think
For sure. So okay, that's great. And then we've got this one too with some rock and music. And okay, and then you also have an author page on Amazon, and I heard that you were a bestseller. Is that correct?
Yes, we do have the best selling in certain categories. We have our I I like I like to take things that are available and put it in a nice little package for people. So like I found, certain Tehillim, certain Psalms that I thought were specifically good for healing. And so I gathered it together in like a nice little booklet, and it comes almost like a little magazine, and it has some pretty pictures in it, because I have found that I love Judaica. Everything's so beautiful in Judaism. Everything is bound so nice, and everything is so like you don't want to touch it because it's so nice.
Too pretty, yeah.
And you don't want to take it with you out to the park because you like have this beautiful library piece from the Smithsonian. And like, so I thought I wanted some things that people could take with them if somebody said to them, I need a prayer, I need you to daven for me. Like, so I made that the healing Tehillim, and that has been like something people have really liked. And then the Emunah Judaism magazine is just basically like it's just spiritual encouragement from a Jewish perspective. And I did write some romance novels, but it's not scandalous. Everything is very wholesome. It's like the Jewish Hallmark. Okay. So if you don't like Hallmark, do not read the book.
Okay. Jewish Hallmark.
Because like you find like the girl finds a magical stone and goes back in time, and they find ancient candlesticks and they're thrown back to the 1800s, and they find the love of their life, and I'm telling you the ending. No, anyway, but and there's no it's all shomer negia, like there's no touching or anything like that, but it's so romantic. And I just felt like there was like a need for that, that from a Jewish perspective, because all the Hallmark movies, by the end of the movie, like all the Jewish characters are always like the happy ending is they're celebrating Christmas, and
Yeah.
I and Hanukkah, and more power to them. But I wanted an ending where at the end they are running the synagogue together and they're like married.
Awesome.
And yeah, so like, and everybody is happy in Jewville. So all my
That's
towns are like,
that's beautiful.
funny.
I didn't know about these. I knew about the Emunah Judaism for sure. I
Yeah,
have some copies of that, but I didn't know about these other ones. I need to get on that. And these are all, some of them are available on paperback, and they're all
yeah,
available on
yes,
Kindle.
yes, yes. And don't believe it's one person. Somebody didn't like it the other day. One person didn't like it, and it's probably because they don't like Hallmark, and they probably are a big dud in real life. So I did get one review that wasn't good, but I'm telling you, I think it's the same person that didn't like my R&B music in my social media course.
Oh.
But everybody else
They're
loves
just
it.
out to get you.
I know. How can you not like happy endings, people? Why do we have to have misery? We
I
need
know,
joy.
like yeah, why go out and take the time to do that? Like, Anyways.
I know. I'm telling you, I think that like there's like Hallmark gets a lot of haters too, though. They're like, I know what's gonna happen. And it's like, yeah, that's part of it. That's part of
You
the
know it's
fun.
gonna be a good ending if it's on Hallmark. So
Oh, and it's always going to be like what I love about Hallmark, by the way, is because they actually incorporate entrepreneurial type stuff, because it's always like the girl was going to go to the big business in the city, but instead she's going to the country and she's going to run the bed and breakfast, and she's going to or she's going to run the antique store, and it always ties into finding Mr. Right and running a really great home business. And I'm like,
I love that. That's awesome.
what's more to love?
Yeah.
And so, like, one of my characters in the book is a life coach, So, yeah. So, yeah, everything, and every guy looks like my husband in the book. So.
Of course. Of course.
Yes.
I think our husbands look like they could be related, actually.
Oh, yes. Yes. I can see that.
Cousins, at least. Yeah.
Yes.
And so this one too?
And so do we.
Definitely. So this one a Jewish one too, or
Yes, yes,
okay.
yes. So I had to do some research on that one, on learning about the Cherokee, and we did all this, and about the stones, and then the stones in the temple, and the meaning of stones, and that was a lot of fun. So I liked learning, and a lot of these. So I have the full book, but then these are little novellas, and so I say they're like latte books. And then you can sit down and have a latte, and at the end you'll just go on a little magical ride, and you'll usually be more inspired for your Judaism at the end of it too. Hopefully you'll have a little bit of fun.
That's so cool.
Thank you.
This is all
Thank
so
you.
cool. Wow, and you have a lot of them too. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I definitely, yeah, I definitely know all about the Moon of Judaism. We have several copies here. They're great. But yeah, and this is nice. I love like short articles, so I like that. But yeah, I'm not super into fiction either. But if it's gonna be uplifting and promote good, especially Jewish values, that's awesome. That's
Thank
really great.
you.
So
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah. So I just like
I like to escape. Have you noticed? I like to escape. Like my mom's always trying to send me books, and she's like, this was about the epic story of the people who came over on a ship, and they only had one fish. And I'm like, I have enough of that. I want the magical stone that took me back in time.
Yeah. You want to feel good, but for your soul too. Yeah.
Yeah, because I just think we need the balance. I mean, we have real life. I'm not totally like, oh, we should be pie in the sky, but we have to balance the stuff that comes in. And I'm not like, so like I don't know much about like energy or anything like that. Which is good if you do, but like we do need to counter some energy here, with all the stuff that's out there.
We need more positivity.
I like to counter it with the good with we also have a chumash on here. I've been surprised. It's like, I think it's listed on her.
Okay.
It's maybe I haven't added it to my page. Here it is. There it is. The English chumash.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's just basically because I was doing Torah studies with people, and I was scared to take my beautiful husband's like beautiful chumash because it was so nice. And like, so I just wanted a paperback that I could take with me that was in English that I could just follow along. And so I put that up, and I have found that like people have found that really handy. And so that has been popular for us, because I guess other people, I don't know if it's for the same reasons as I have, but that was it for me. Is I just wanted something that I was not afraid to take with me in the car and take with me to the coffee shop, and just be able to love on a little bit.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, and then we've got A Woman of Valor, Eshet Chayil Tehillim, and Mishlei. What's that one?
It's basically all the Psalms and all the Proverbs, and
Okay.
it's just if you just want to get some of that in in you. It's also like a nice little gift to people to have just the Psalms and Proverbs. And then anytime people want to, you need to dive into Tehillim or something like that, you know, you have something there to go. And it's just like a nice little encouragement book that people can have.
Yeah. And you made all the covers by yourself too, right? You did the covers and you did you compiled
Yes, I think I did that one in Canva. Yeah.
I like it. What this
you.
one? Let's talk about this one. Talmud tidbits.
Yes. So I basically, I know a lot of people who are like, I want to be informed by the oral Torah. I want to understand the oral Torah. And it's so vast. And so I like to make things simple for people. So I gathered some of things about the Talmud together. And basically I took things that were older from the public domain, and I just put it together in a nice little package. So if you want a nice little introduction to some of the wisdom of the Talmud, you can get that, you can give it to somebody, and you can, because there's so many people who want to learn from the rabbis, but they don't know where to start. And so like, why stunt your growth? You just need somebody to just get you started. And obviously you can go online and you can start studying, you can buy a book, you know, and things like that. But I just wanted to be a tool for that, so that they could.
Great. So this is a great starter book for people who want to start getting into basically the sages, right?
Yes,
the
right.
Okay. And
right. And you'll love it. And you'll love it. And like, so many people love it and they didn't realize that they would love it. You know, they didn't realize that you know, I grew up Jewish, but I didn't grow up religious. And so like, I didn't know much about the sages and what they had to say. And so for me, I get to enjoy it too. And I get to eat it up. But then there's so many people I have so many friends who are on the conversion path. And that's why I was joking earlier. I'm like, y'all are coming in, you know, because I have so many friends on that, and like, we just have to take everything out of the path because they're hungry and they're ready to go, but they just need somebody to just say, well, where do I start?
Where do I start? Yeah, that is a very common question people have. Where do I start? Because it can be, I really wouldn't recommend, and I think a lot of rabbis also wouldn't recommend that someone just pick up a Talmud and start reading it. Like that's too, that's like, I don't know.
Yes, and I do think it should be somebody that's on the path, whether they're Jewish or they're on the conversion path. I do think, and that can be a long path. That can be a path. You can be short or it can be long. And I just mean like somewhere along that, on that path to getting closer to the God of Israel. So I wouldn't just say, oh yeah, I just want everybody to read this because a lot of people wouldn't handle it right, you know. But like, if Hashem has, you know, touched your heart and said, you know, you're mine and I want you to come on this path, then you know who you are. And now there are more and more people giving Kiruv outreach tools to help you get going. Like, a lot of times people are used to praying their personal prayers and not used to praying from the Psalms for somebody. And so that's why I did like the little pamphlet, the healing Psalms type of thing. It's just so like, there is nothing that should keep you back, because you just need to know that you can get started, and like, you can be part of the tribe, you know?
Yeah. So this could be, would you say that the healing Tehillim, this could be for anyone, right?
I would think so, because I mean, King David's Psalms is the wisdom of life. Yeah. And so that could be and I know many of you have already enjoyed that and have been so empowered. I know during the pandemic, so many people felt called to pray the Psalms for protection. And I think it was very powerful. And so I put the Hebrew there and I put the transliteration so they can read along with it. And they can go back and forth. They could say, okay, I'm doing Hebrew with Mayim, so I can practice a couple sentences.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to skip into the transliteration. And today I'm in a rush and I got the English. So it's all whatever works for you. And you need to bring it to the coffee shops, because that's what I have in mind, is that you're going to bring it to the park, you're going to bring it to the coffee shop, and you're not going to be afraid to use it.
Yeah. And I would also say that even these Jewish novels would be great for anyone too. Anyone that, wants clean, like, fiction, right?
Yes, and you do learn. I do put a little bit of the culture in there, so that way you can also
learn about Jewish culture.
learn a little bit about the culture, and you guys probably know a lot of it already. So
yeah, I have a mix on my YouTube channel because I do the Hebrew with Mayim here, and I
yes,
also do the Aruka, like, holistic health stuff. So there's, we're exposing people who are not, very Jewish. Also, we're,
they're all my sisters and brothers. They're all part of the tribe. They just don't know it yet.
Yeah, yeah. We're all one God, one Creator, the God of
Amen, amen. Y'all know I'm playful about it, but you can't be around me 2 minutes and by the end you're like practicing Yiddish jokes with me. So I mean, seriously,
yeah,
it's like Avraham, right? He would invite people to come and dine with him, and that's what I want to do with y'all.
Yes, absolutely.
You guys, with my confused accent.
Yeah. So yeah, I love everything that you're doing. And you know what? I also want to share your Facebook page if anyone wants to follow Esther and all of her many adventures, because she's got a lot of adventures that she's on.
Don't scroll down.
Oh, don't scroll down too far. Sorry.
It'll be like, what's for dinner?
Yeah, if you want to go that far, you can. But yeah, I would just encourage you to follow her, and she has some very encouraging and inspiring posts, and also all of her design artwork that she does and sells, and also when she comes out with new books and new courses and all kinds of things. Like, I just love. She's one of my favorite people to follow on Facebook. So you guys have to follow her. And follow her author page too on Amazon. And I really encourage you to take this course, at least if you're interested in life coaching and getting encouraged, and following your dreams, and
yes.
unlocking your Jewish purpose as well. And yeah, I'll look into this one too, because she's really active on social media. She really knows a lot about social media. So maybe the background music wasn't that great, but I'm sure it's got some good stuff in it.
I'm learning, people.
Okay, so I'm gonna post all her links. Oh, she's got YouTube channels that she does too. So we didn't even hit that, but
yes.
I'm gonna post whatever she will allow me to post on
thank you
on this interview video. And,
thank you
or podcast if you're listening to it on my podcast. So I'm so happy to have you and to talk.
Thank you.
With
it's nice visiting with you.
I love everything that you're doing. It's very inspirational.
Thank you.
And great, and I love your art. I'm a big fan of your art. I'm always buying her like jewelry and stuff like that. So you gotta follow her for that.
Thank you.
So okay, I
follow
guess
your dreams, people.
Right now. Okay, shalom, everyone.
Shalom, 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 shalom.